Fired up for this one. This is John Beast versus Henry. This is for the Madden 26 Kickoff Challenge live event final. And I am really excited to break this game down. This game coming into this game, these are literally two of the most accomplished Madden players we've seen in the MCS era. Henry, widely considered to be the greatest Madden player of all time. In my opinion, he is definitely the greatest Madden player of all time. His accomplishments are insane. And he also did it in an era where people were, several different players were full-time Madden players. And so, anyways, good to see him back on the live event stage and good to see him back in a final. He made one live event last year, but was first rounded in that at the final. Here are a couple of their accomplishments here. John B's 3 major MCS belts, runner-up in last year's Madden Bowl. I believe Henry is, I want to say 7 belts in. So, I mean, I know he's at least 6, but I think he's 7 as well. But anyway, he is obviously just an amazing, amazing player. And I want to first get into his scheme. What's really interesting is Henry brought a defense to the party that had been talked about in some circles, but really wasn't a super popular defense. And I'm going to talk about why it's good. We're going to break it down in practice mode. Again, I have a full mini scheme on this. I've had it on the site for a couple weeks now on our school site. If you're not a member of our school site, I'll leave a link to that in the description. $10 gets you access to everything that I know about Madden and college football. But let's go ahead. We actually got a still shot here of the defense. And I want to talk about this. So if you take a look, this defense looks very, very similar, but it is not. Okay, it looks very similar, but it is not double mug. This defense is the nickel wide. I believe that Henry is probably in the Jacksonville Jaguars defensive playbook. And what he's got is he's got a threat of this defense. Now, here's the big reason. Here's the big thing you're going to see. Number one, he is going to blitz this linebacker through the gap, and he is going to engage at the center to get this linebacker free. Number two, he has a much wider alignment from his defensive ends. So when he runs his Texas stunt, his defensive ends have a better chance of coming in. But then the most important element of this is actually the contain that he's able to get on these defensive ends when he just sends a base rush. In this game right now, one of the best offensive strategies is to essentially, basically double team this defensive end here. And in nickel wide, you cannot double team this defensive end. So a couple of things are affected by that. Number one, if John Beast rolls out, he's going to have to deal with this end on the contain. Number two, if the best way to block the Texas 4-man stunt is to double team, to put a double team on this guy. But you literally can't do that, and I'll show you that in a minute in practice mode. And so because of that, you'll see that he can also get this pressure to be able to come in. Now, what I want to do just for a couple of minutes is jump over to game here. I have practice mode booted up, and I want to just walk you through basically everything that I just said, but I want to walk you through it in practice mode. John Beast is in the Lions offensive playbook, but he's basically in Y-off trio and bunch X nasty, which is very similar to what you can do and what a lot of people are going to do out of the Jags playbook. So I'm in Jags here, but you basically are going to get the idea. Couple of other things you're going to see here. So this nickel wide is in this. It's in this Jacksonville playbook. This playbook also has big nickel over G or 4-2-5 over G. It has the nickel 3-3 double mug and single mug, which Henry has really been running 3-3 double mug most of the year. And then you also have dollar within this. So as far as coach adjustments goes, more than likely, I don't know that he really probably does anything. I know for sure he probably does something to this extent right here. And then he might put his hooks on 5. And then also his safety depth and width, close and pinch. That is pretty standard. I don't know if his defensive motion response is disabled or not. But let's go ahead and touch on why this defense is so good. Because it is amazing. And it actually is going to be a super powerful defense in this game for Henry. Now, we're just going to give you kind of the basics of this, as I said, and we'll kind of dive more in depth as we go through this film room. But basically, more than likely, Henry is on a cover two shell within this, and then he is probably just adjusting, out of whatever base play he wants to. in my opinion, I would run Tampa 2. The reason why I would run Tampa 2 is because, number one, vert hooks in this game are terrible. You don't really have to have vert hooks when you come out in Tampa 2. And then number two, vert hooks in this game are terrible, and you don't really have to use vert hooks if you come out in Tampa 2. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and break this down. So basically, this is kind of the base look that he's giving. And let me actually get on a hash so I can kind of show this fully. The other thing that Henry is going to do is, as I said, he has the threat of a couple blitzes. One of the blitzes he has the threat of is if he show blitzes his linebackers and blitzes this linebacker just like this, he's always spreading his D line. The reason why is because the best pass protection in the game is to double team this left side DN, and I cannot do that. I cannot double team him. I can't really even double team the right side, but I definitely can't double team the left side. So that's a huge piece, okay? That's a huge piece of this defense because John is going to struggle to pick up the Texas stunt, and he's also going to struggle to pick up some of the other things that Henry's going to do. So he's going to struggle to pick up the Texas stunt, but also if you just blitz this linebacker and you spread your D line, you can slant him inside if you want. You see how he gets this A-gap blitz angle? So what Henry's going to do is he's going to kind of hover over the center like this. He'll hold up on the click up on the D-pad to bring up the substitution icon, and then he'll hold his left joystick down. And what that does is it basically makes it so that his user is not going to move, but he's holding the stick down. And at the snap of the ball, he will engage with the center, and then he'll peel off into coverage. The way you peel off into coverage is by hitting the X button on PlayStation or the A button on Xbox once you engage with the center. The other thing that he has here is just a basic send for contain that looks exactly the same. Now, again, the way that he gets the linebacker down is he's going to hit right on the D-pad, R1 to show blitz, and that's going to give this kind of look right here. Now, the other thing that you're going to see is because John Beast can't double team either one of these DNs, when he tries to roll out, these contains are so wide, sometimes you can get outside the pocket. Honestly, I don't even know that you should be using contains. He probably didn't. He probably just slanted inside and basically did it like this. And you'll see here, and this is actually a really poor example because that left side is just letting me out. But in general, this is a really, really good strategy for containing. Another thing he'll do is he'll send 3 and then he'll drop this defensive end into a flat. The reason for that is if you roll out, then you right into the flat right there. So that's another thing. Again, we'll watch this tape and kind of dive more into the defense as we go on. But this was, to a degree, a fairly unique scheme that Henry's running on defense. And it ends up working out really, really well for him in this game. So let's go ahead and go back over to the game tape here. And hopefully you enjoyed that little breakdown. Let me know if you like those kind of breakdowns. And like I said, if we see something we need to go back into practice mode in, we have it booted up. And so we'll be able to go over this. This is probably one of my favorite games that I've seen just because of the pedigree of these two players and how good they actually are at this game. Okay, so as you see here, John Beast is he's going to be an offense. Again, he's going to run bunch nasty. Another thing he's going to do is he'll sometimes run short side bunch. But as you see here, one other thing I forgot to mention is that Henry Texas 4-man and he engaged. So this is actually really interesting. So if you watch here, he's going to run the Texas 4-man stunt. He's going to engage right here. And then he is going to get this Texas 4-man stunt. It appears to me on the right side, he actually leaves it. So it's just a 2-man. And I'll show what that actually looks like. So as you see here, he has the A-gap pressure potential, and then he has the edge pressure potential, and he is sending 5 people. Now, and you see there, what's crazy is John, I think, might have been throwing an interception. Let's go back over here. I want to show you exactly what is going on. So you're going to see that he is going to spread his D-line. He's going to do a, instead of a Texas 4-man, he is going to do a left Texas 2-man stunt. So what that does is it keeps these guys for contain, but he's stunting on the side his linebackers on, and then he also show blitzed and blitzed that linebacker down. Now, what probably happened is, as you see here, he probably blitzed the linebacker before he did the stunt. I'm not sure because you see that the blitz angle from the linebacker did kind of change. So there could be some little things there. That's unfortunate because that should not change. Let me actually go back out of that. and show that one more time. We'll see if we're able to get this. So you see there's that blitz angle. And then let's do the Texas stump before we shift. There you see. Now once we do this, I don't know why that blitz angle is changing. Maybe he didn't show blitz. Maybe he just had him here. But anyway, you know, you have this basic idea, right? Like this. And he's also engaging his user. So when he engages his user, you're going to see here that you potentially can get the edge pressure looping in, and you can get the A-gap pressure looping in. So anyways, I don't know for sure exactly, you know, how he's getting that blitz angle to stay. He might just be like manually sliding the guy out. That could be a thing. But really, we'll just have to kind of keep watching through this. But this seems to me to be a little wide and not exactly what we want. So anyway, we'll just keep watching through it. But as you can see, it can get some crazy pressure. All right, let's go back to the game here. And this will be a theme that continues through this game. So we'll go ahead and see what he's doing to trigger this. So as you see again, yeah, I don't know why that linebacker, I would think that's a show blitz look. So I don't know why. He must have like maybe a play that the linebacker's blitzing stock on the play, like Overstorm Brave or something. He might have something like that. Here he flips sides. So notice what he does right here. He is going to flip with you. And then you see here's a linebacker in perfect position. I think I'm almost positive that's a show blitz linebacker, but not 100%. But let's see what pressure he goes with. Also, John B's protection is base protection. And so what you see here is you see 1, 2, 3. There's that first blitz I talked about. 4, 5, as you see. And then you see this linebacker blitzing completely free. It's a great blitz because it's going to guarantee pressure if they 5 out. As you see, that happens here. Now, John rolls out with Vic, but he cannot break the contain. And so that's another big piece of that nickel wide defense. And Henry almost gets a D-line pick right there on the first drive. 4th and 6 situation for John. And Henry getting ball at half is huge for him, right? John Beast comes into this, a lot of people would say top 3, 2, maybe 1 offensive player over the last 3 or 4 years. So this is crazy that Henry's bagging up this much on the first drive. He's also consistently blitzing kind of different sides as well. But anyway, so you see here's the combo for John. He actually gets a unique post to the tight end. I don't know exactly how he got that post. Probably some type of audible trick or flip trick to get a glitched hot route here. But basically, you see Henry, he just decides he's going to send 4. And basically, notice kind of the chess match. John blocks a running back. So John anticipating that send 5. Now John blocks a running back 2. And then Henry sends 4. But John able to... okay, so this was a problem for John in this game, by the way, that I did want to address. If you watch this game live, one of the things here, so you see how he runs by the man coverage, like he has a step on him. I believe that John Beast is playing on pass lead increase on small, and he has pocket data, I believe, on Vic, so he gets perfect passing in the pocket. But as you see here, I don't know what happens with his pass lead, but his pass lead does not pass lead the ball properly for whatever reason. And he essentially underthrows it. I mean, as you see here, like he basically just underthrows a touchdown, and Henry's able to get a pick. You see John Beast's facial expression kind of confused as to how that happened. And now Henry's going to get the ball on offense and get a stop. He's now up a stop. And this kind of goes back to like sometimes I don't know. We'll just see. Pass lead small. I believe he is on small. I believe that it really had an impact on this game. Here, Henry with a great read first play, and he's going to just get right into a red zone position. I also wanted to quickly break down Henry's offense because he kind of, to a degree, set the meta. You might not have seen it here. We'll go to the next play, but I wanted to show you the concept. It's just a drag. It's a return. It appears like it's that running back cross route, crosser, and then a streak. And basically, John should be in double mug. And Henry right here, he's going to have this route wide open. John is here, and so Henry does a good job of like rolling out, gets out of the pocket. John Beast can't really take both. And if Henry throws this on time, as you see, it's a huge play for him. He gets him 1st and 10. The two playbooks that you will see, I believe, for the rest of the years, you will see Lions and you will see Jaguars. Those two playbooks really, really good. Jaguars a little better in the red zone than Lions is. A couple other playbooks you saw in this event. You saw Vikings actually with bunch tight end being a base offense. I'm going to break that game down if I can. There was a lot of issues with this broadcast in terms of the film that or the lack thereof that they provided. Was really pretty disappointed in the MCS, especially after last year and some of the things they did at the beginning of this year. Felt like the broadcast team really dropped the ball on this event, primarily just because you didn't even get to see the final 4 games in full screen mode. You saw split screen games way too much, and that is just not good for competitive Madden. It's really not. It's really bad. Anyway, and you see Henry 2 slants and a streak, and he's going to throw it, and he's going to catch that, and that's actually crazy. You see Henry. Watch Henry's. What are we seeing? I mean, he just throws it, and watch his face. Let's see if I can get you the reaction. As you see, shout out to Fancy. Fancy got popped by Lambo the first round of this live. Technically final 8, but I feel like the live event is like its own tournament, but I know it's not. But anyway. So Henry somehow able to get 7. Big 7 there. And now John is going to get the ball back, and we'll get to take a look at Henry's defense again. His defense was amazing for him this tournament. I believe Henry is probably the best defensive player ever. One of the things that Henry does, or you don't see a lot of people do, is Henry will put some of the best offensive players in the world in a cage. He really will. So, anyway, we see spread D line here. This might just be out of Overstorm Brave. Now that I look at it, they're a little bit more stacked. But anyway. So you see, this was basically the combo that Henry called. This is the cross post. So you have this cross flat route. Then you have your low read, your clear out, your high read, and then your backside kind of check down route right there. So let's see what Henry does defensively. As you see here, he sends 1, 2, 3, 4 at him. And then he has a basic kind of coverage on the back end of this. And as you see here, Henry kind of not in a great spot. This crosser is going to clear. We'll see if John throws this. And he's not. He's going to simply just take his check down and get swatted at the line of scrimmage. Unfortunate for John there. John had some unfortunate breaks this game. So again, audibling over to Bunch X Nasty. Motion cross post. Blocks the tight end here. Really surprised he blocks the tight end. You don't really see that this year. Really not a whole lot of a reason to. I don't know. Maybe he ran like a cross. Did he run like a cross? I don't know what he ran there. But you see here, Henry's getting this guy free off the edge. And I want to talk about why. So again, it goes back to the nickel wide, but it also goes back to John Beast's protection. As you see, he slide protects, and it's that same blitz. It's that 1, 2, 3. What's great about this is that the edge rusher is coming clean, so you can't really roll out of the pocket. So as you see, John Beast can't roll away from this because he's running right. You see what I'm saying? And Henry's consistently pretty much sending this blitz out the left side for the most part. John does a good job of sitting in the pocket and delivering a flat route on a play where Henry played really good defense. John is able to pick up, 20 yards. So spread D line, as you see there, that's why I think it's the show blitz look that he's doing there. And now he's going to block his tight end. This is what he did against David T in Madden Bowl last year. He's going to block his tight end, but here's the thing. And this is what's brilliant about what Henry's doing defensively. He's not sending it every play, right? Here, he just sends 4, and he's basically mixing up a send 4 and a send 5, okay? Really important if you want to get better on the defense side of the ball. You don't want to send the blitz every single play. You want to kind of mix up what you're doing with the blitzing component. You want to send 5, and then you want to send 4, and then maybe you want to send 5, and you kind of want to go back and forth. And you see here, he goes to send 5. This time, John blocks running back, which he does pick it up, but he gets a shed, as you see. Now, when Henry sends 5, you see a lot more aggressive adjustments. You see man up here, cloud, man up on the tight end. Henry uses man ups a ton in how he plays defense. Probably one of the more, if you watch him play, especially in situations like this, you'll see him man up, cross man, kind of get real adjusty. Let's see what he's able to do here on 3rd and 15. It's a big down for John. Probably going to send 5, but maybe send 4. I don't know. And he is going to send 5 here. He immediately switches here, which I don't know. Maybe he didn't mean to do that. That's very possible. But anyway, he sends the pressure. He gets that quick shed that he's been getting. So even if he gets blocked, he oftentimes gets a quick shed on that left side. And you see him do a really good job of getting on this guy so that he can take away this R1 receiver. And John is going to force into the seam here this streak. And it's actually, this guy plays it terribly. And John is probably going to get a catch in traffic. Yes, he is going to. And that is honestly where this game is at right now. It's really hard to knock the balls out. And John obviously showed that right there. So another send 5. This time Henry kind of gets switched onto the defensive end or defensive tackle. And he honestly gets out of position because of that. And John does a really good job of just a simple lob, beautiful throw, and catch into the backside of the defense. And so John's going to be able to tie this ball game up. And we're actually going to see the first real drive we'll see from Henry here. We'll see what he's able to do. And we'll actually be able to talk about what he's doing offensively and get a look probably at what John Beast is doing defensively. One of the most important things is they're both, to a degree, essentially adjusting out of zone and then using switch stick as their main means of actually getting a stop. Henry is going to adjust a little more than John is probably going to, but you'll see here, Henry going to go to trips, and I've seen a lot of trips in this event where you're going to get this right here. You're going to get a streak, you're going to get a corner, you're going to get this cross flat route, which is really good, and then you're going to get like an in route underneath, and then you have this tight end kind of unique post. Kind of an interesting route combo for how popular it was in this event. But as you see right here, the corner just breaks. It could be a match thing. Maybe it's a match beater. I don't know. Corner route was wide open. Henry decides that he would rather just run the ball for 5 yards with Vic. And may have just missed the read there. 2nd 5, ball on the 40. Going to go, and this is what Henry's known for right here. So this year at least, Henry really set, again, I think, could have been somebody else, but Henry was really the first one I saw doing a lot of this. He was the first one I saw doing the spread double mug with the blitz and the engage. The other thing that he's doing is he comes out in bunch. He's going to audible over into this Y-off trio. And he is going to run the majority of his plays out of this play right here. Why? Because it's an auto motion play, so he has the threat of an auto motion. He can actually stem this all the way up to make it a streak. And then also, you're going to see that he is going to run a play action play. And notice his protection. We'll see if we get a look. He's going to untarget here. John is going to send 5 right up the gut, and he's actually going to scream at him. Henry has to throw it away. Henry is also, one of the things that he's going to do is he's going to send 5 out a ton. You're going to see that he's going to send 5 out a ton, maybe every play. So you see here, untargets the user. This time, John Beast will send 4. And then here is your combo. You have a streak, a slot fade, a corner, and then you have kind of an in route and a backside in route or drag there. Henry going to have to throw it away. Honestly, Henry not looking too sharp on these two plays. Really, but it's going to bring up a big 4th down. It's probably the biggest down of the game so far. This is kind of John's opportunity to get back in the game. He's going to be in motion corner under. This has a unique corner route to the tight end. And he's going to hike it, send 4 from John. And then you're going to see streak, slot fade, So really what that does is it clears this out really well. And that throw is the throw that you're looking for. And then this is kind of your backside throw. As you see, John is completely out of position. He's over here. Now, why is he over here? I don't know. I think honestly, the more that I watch, these games are very fast paced, and sometimes you're trying to like instant switch or lurk something, and you're trying to jump something, and you almost can get yourself a little bit out of position at times. As you see here, he is able to switch stick back here to dive on this in route, and this is a good read by Henry. As he throws this route, actually, it's a terrible read. Honestly, it's a really good defensive play by John because he switches here, runs down, and then insta switches to the corner. And that insta switch is what makes Henry throw this in, and this just doesn't work. Just didn't work. It's actually a stemmed up in right. I thought it was a streak off of the stem. So now stop goes to John. He's gonna do a seam streak, right up the middle, and pop Henry. So again, Henry goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When Henry sends 5, he gets a justy. He plays a little bit more man. And you see he has this tight end man up, but the defender basically just gets beat. And the tight end is able to get a big play. And now we get a red zone possession for John. And this game is definitely going back and forth. A lot has happened in this first quarter. Like a ton. Schematically. Here, John's just going to go to an inside zone. I believe it's an inside zone. And I think this is out of tight. I don't know what formation it's out of. It's great blocking. Great blocking. See if we can see what the odd was. Nah, it's all right. Not worried about it. So anyway, red zone possession for John. It's going to be second and goal. He's going to go out into a big set. See if he can pound it in. Running the ball down here is really hard this year from a regular I form set. And defensive choice for Henry is going to be 6'1". Now, he is probably going to be in Samuel Blitz. This is probably blitzed user. And then you're going to get this right here. Henry is going to user the weak side safety. And as you see, he basically can shoot this gap right here. And then you also get this nice kind of edge set this year. But John B's able to pop it outside and able to get it for 7. That's a big 7 for John. Kind of the way this game has gone so far. It's a huge 7 for John. Henry's going to have to answer back. Honestly, his offense really didn't look that great on that drive. So we'll see what he's able to do on his second drive or third drive here. Now, Henry does get ball at halftime. So they're basically kind of back to even in terms of the stops, in terms of kind of the game flow here. They basically are back to even. And now we're going to see what Henry is going to do. Henry is going to shift into a short side play. Now, why do you see players run short side bunch this year? The main reason why is because if you run a streak and you run a slot fade to the outside guy, this slot fade will get open against cover 2. So if you're anticipating that maybe running a cover 2, this would be a reason why you would do this. Route combo for Henry is basically this right here with a cross flat route. Again, primarily looking to beat cover 2. On the right side, as you see, John does not cover 2. Henry insta throws this route. I don't know why. Maybe because he read there was no yellow. But to me, this is a little, maybe he thinks he can truck. We'll see. But he kind of hits this right at a hard flat. But maybe he can truck out of it. We'll see. And he breaks one tackle. So there you go. But second 11. So he threw that for a negative yard. And again, maybe that just, maybe sometimes you get some better animation, whatever. Anyway, flipping into wide side bunch X nasty. One thing Henry's doing is he's actually not calling a ton of play action this game. And the main reason why is because John is not really sending the 4-man. He's sending 5 primarily because Henry likes to send 5 out. So when he sends it like that. So we'll see what John is doing here. As you see, he sends 4. Now take a look at what happens here. You get a double team here, and this guy comes in completely free based on how John is running that defense. Very nice defense from John. That was a really good defense. And that also has to do with how Henry's choosing to block the blitz. When you're trying to, this is the thing about pass protections here. When you are trying to block certain things they might be doing, you're going to leave yourself vulnerable to other things. There you see John almost gets it again, and he almost gets a D-line pick. So I want you to really look at this. So as you see here again, you get this kind of animation. This guy almost comes in completely free. And again, he's only sitting 4. This was really the way Dez was running double mug in the middle of last year towards the end, and really all the way, basically from the middle to the end of last year's game. That was how Dez was running it. We'll see if John continues that. Another big piece of this is you'll see Henry is going to go to play action here. Wish it would show a little bit better example of the pass pro. He untargets this guy, and by doing that, you'll see goes to that play action. He's going to get a lot better blocking now, and he is going to go with a honestly. Oh, okay. So he goes running slot fade, streak, running back wheel, post, and streak. So big down, and John switches to the post. Good read by Henry. He was basically just waiting for John to do that. And John takes him off the post for just a second. And as you see, he tells himself, my bad. John is a very aggressive switch stick. John is trying to make great plays with the switch stick. It's one of the reasons why he's so good. Henry kind of uses John's aggressiveness to Henry's advantage, able to hit that over the top. And now you got a 14-14 ball game with Henry getting the ball at half. So in this situation here, for John, here's kind of the tricky part of the situation. It's going to be hard for John to take the ball the rest of the half. And so he's going to score. And more than likely, Henry's going to get that ball back 3 to 4 minutes. And then Henry is going to try to clock the rest of the half, score without giving John the ball back, and then double dipping the chip because he gets the ball at halftime. So kind of a thing to watch here. John's going to start out with a run. Pretty standard order of operation. Try to get to a hash. Actually ends up to a degree staying in the middle of the field here. And notice Henry is now sending the blitz off of the tight end side for whatever reason, right? And so we'll see combo for John here. Interesting route combo. Basically 2 streaks, 3 streaks in an angle route. You don't see that a lot, but probably. And here you see, look at this contain work from this D end. See, does a really good job of containing that edge. John has to stay in the pocket. It says open, but overall decent defense from Henry. John tries to force feed a streak, and that was a cover 2 beater, I would assume, because Henry's been running quite a bit of cover 2 so far. So we'll see what he does here. Gonna go corner route. There's a rollout to the left side. Gonna throw that streak and not able to get the stop there. So again, like I said, I think John is on small, and with small, sometimes you can, on a pass lead increase, sometimes you can kind of put the ball a little bit more bend on it, and the defenders sometimes don't react. You'll see that later in this game. But right there, didn't work out for him, right? We'll see. So you see here 1, 2, 3, 4 from Henry. He has John blocking. And so now, as you see here, you basically get cover 2-ish. And essentially dives down, makes a good catch tackle. John throws the ball in front of the sticks, and the stop goes to Henry. So now significant advantage to Henry. The one problem is the clock, because Henry can't really clock it out. John will get the ball back. So a little bit of a challenging deal here, but he's going to get out of there with Vic and just take his scramble yards and bring up a second down. So for Henry here, realistically, he's probably going to, if he scores, he's probably going to score, right, 4 minutes, 3 minutes in the quarter. And so John then will be in a pretty good position to clock this out. So anyway, there you go. And then kind of like a little mesh underneath with a corner. And missed that one. So here's the flip. Runs a tighted wheel. The tighted wheel will do a really good job pulling the flat. He's got a little return route as well. And then you see kind of like, I actually love this play. I don't know if that a wheel route. It is a wheel, a drag, a return, and a wheel. And then basically what almost looks like a corner route. Henry looks like he might be on small too. Ags the wheel route. And that is the catching traffic in this game. That is the ability to like cut balls off. Good, good play by Henry, and he is able to score 7 there. Scored a little quick. John gonna have 450. John's got to be thinking, basically try to clock this half out here, try to score, and not give Henry the ball back before half, or John might just be thinking just try to score, right? But basically here, Henry, I mean, if you look at this is a really tight throw. He does pass lead to the left, so it's away from the defender, but then he gets a crazy back shoulder catch animation and able to air truck out of there and able to finish, able to score 7 in a big moment. And John obviously flabbergasted. Love John's shirt, by the way. Gotta love that shirt, that saying, that phrase. And so here we go. Back on defense, Henry sending 4 here, and you'll see on this drive, Henry will start to pick up his defense. You'll see he's been playing good defense so far, but he'll play even better as it goes on here. And really not even, and this is crazy that John is getting a tight end short post. I gotta know how he's doing that. Yeah, I would think that's like a tight end corner that he's somehow getting to stay. Pretty standard combo here. The drag, stemmed up curl, and good pressure from Henry. And that time, this is kind of the thing about this game is these sheds are crazy. As you see there, that shed just does a really good job going to work, able to get around the edge, able to get the pressure. And that's Diablo. That's Diablo shedding, I believe. Anywho. So here, John, second 18, long yards, long distance, might be a send 5 from Henry. It is going to be a send 5, and John sends 5 out. And John does a good job of picking it up, honestly. Gets to contain here on the left side. So you see John can't roll out. This is the biggest thing about this defense is that John can't really roll to the left. Really hasn't been able to get out of the pocket consistently at all in this game. And Henry does a really good job there. Keep it in front of him, gain a couple yards, gets him into a 3rd and long situation. And now we'll see what John does. John goes with a quick hike, force feeds a post, and gets a nice route there. And that does beat man. Again, in big downs, you normally see Henry get into some type of man-to-man look and try to bag up, and unable to here. But right here, Henry almost lurks him with the switch. John catches kind of that same ag type of deal. Not quite as bad, but you'll see here. See how this is a 3rd because it's really fanning out. So Henry reads this. He switch sticks. So he reads this. He switch sticks here. Immediately trying to lurk that route right there. Not able to get make the play. And John is able to get a big first down. Red zone opportunity for John Beast. We'll see what Henry's able to do down here in the red zone. See how fast he gets into that 6-1 defense. We'll see what he's able to do here. Red zone combo for John. Kind of goes cover 0 and gets some crazy pressure. And this is a scramble thing, man. Like if you look how fast this comes in. So this was at Texas. So you see he Texas 2-man on this side. Gets that pressure. And then he's getting that guy free. And John just can't get away from the pressure. And that's the illusion, I think, sometimes of mobile quarterbacks, especially earlier in the year. And if you could just keep that quarterback in the pocket, it's so key for your defense. See what Henry's able to cook up here. Defensively, goes to a basic send 4. And plays good defense there. That's going to be 3rd down. Bring up 3rd down for John. And you're seeing that this defense is giving John problems. Again, he's mixing up send 5, send 4, send 5, send 4, zone man, right? He's giving John, he's not, it's not just, there's strategy behind it, of course, but to a degree, he's just mixing the looks up, and there he gets the work. Now remember, a few plays prior, John Bees hit this against man coverage. The key here is watch Henry's user. He engages, he sends the pressure, he sees this stem. He immediately, as you see, he gets off by hitting the X or A button, and he immediately lurks back right into that middle to take that post away. That did beat man, but his user was there, and he gets him. It's one of the only times you'll see a user lurk in Madden, and Henry's starting to give John a little chatter, tells him he's not like the rest of them. And he's like basically saying, John, I hope you enjoyed last year because he's back. But anyway, out route, zig. And there's your zig. Henry deciding he's going to roll out, kind of use the zig. So playmakers that zig up, kind of a little dance here, but does a good job just taking the rollout. Look at those zones just basically being statues. Love to see it. Love to see it, boys. Love to see it. All right. So let's see what Henry, here's Wild Trio close. Now he goes to a very similar combo. Drag and Texas pattern. This is a really good switch stick from John. Switch sticking here to kind of lurk to here. And Henry going to be patient in the pocket and deliver a strike to the running back over the middle of the field. And really Henry's defense kind of been fairly repetitive, surprisingly. And almost busted coverage there. Vic makes a great throw. Another catch right in front of a defender, and then turning into several more yards. And now we're going to get this down to the 2-minute warning, more than likely. And Henry's in a really good spot here, right? If he can score, even if he only scores 3, but if he can score 7, he puts himself in a position to go up by 17 out of half. So this is a huge, couple of downs, and you're going to definitely see John's best stuff. The other thing about John here, pretty much, we've consistently seen these linebackers down here, and basically a cover zero type look. Now he's going to bring the safety down. We really haven't seen this style of defense be ran. Here, I think Henry was trying to untarget his user, didn't register, ends up having to take a delay a game there, and that's going to bring him a second down and 13. We'll see. He should go to that tight end corner, motion corner under. That tight end corner is so good. Yep, that's tight end corner right here. Really good at beating man. This is maybe just like rush across post, but he's got the cross route. He's got the tight end corner, but he stems it all the way down. He's got kind of that deep curl tech, and then the auto motion. So as you see here, John's defense does not follow here, which is pretty significant. So as you can see, he does cover 2 on the left side, or I guess that looks more like a cover 3 there. But anyway, you see this corner on the right side getting open, running back getting open, Henry deciding he'd rather throw it away. Could have been intentional right there very easily. That was very fortunate for Henry. And John got great pressure, got great shed. It really, if you look at what John's doing defensively, kind of similar to Henry, it's really just 7-4, 7-5. And, John is not sending 5 a ton at all. Let's see what Henry's going to do. Kind of a little bit of indecisive, but then he is going to audible flip quick. And you see 7-4. There's an instant win up the middle. Henry gets out of there with the air truck. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Really a couple instant sheds off of 7-4 pressures for John. And he's going to be able to get a stop. And now John, honestly, is in a better spot, significantly. You're going to see here that if John could go down and get points, even if it's just 3, he puts himself in a position to significantly, stay in the game. If he gets 7, that's really really good. He does have all 3 of his timeouts, so this is a good opportunity for him. But Henry's been playing really good defense. If anything, John has not been able to do what John wants to do. Henry's pretty much forced him to play left-handed. Here you're going to see again that show blitz look. Notice again here, that is just the basic send 4. And then when he sends 4, he's got a hard flat, almost basically like a roll coverage here to the side. I don't know what that zone is there. It might be a seam flat, might be a curl flat. It looks like a seam flat to me, but I'm not sure. And John is going to roll out, get out of the pocket, and basically just throw that away. And we'll see what Henry decides. Defensively here, he's going to send it, get pressure, and he's going to lurk him. And he's not just going to lurk him, he's going to lurk him for 6. And that's a huge mistake. One of John's plays that John absolutely loves. John loves this play. Astro loves this play. Is smash return. It's a swing. It's a slant. It's a return route. And then it is a streak. So basically, as you see here, Henry sends 1, 2, 3. Did he send 5? Something happened with his defense here. Let's take a look at closely. Yeah, so he sends 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he just kind of gets these weird. So you notice here, notice how this guy blocked him right there. That's because John's doing pass protection. It has to do with whatever pass pro he's doing. He could just be sliding to the right. I don't know. Whatever pass pro he's doing, it leaves this guy coming in free. And then Henry just doesn't. I mean, basically, Henry just sits on this route effectively. John might have been anticipating Henry going up to the in route. He basically just stays right on it, switch sticks to the guy, and makes the play. We'll show it one more time. So as you see, if you look at this real quick, you're going to see Henry switch. So he's over here for this tight end and this running back. So he's kind of midpointing. And then watch right there. See the switch? And then he just lurks down. He might not have even need to switch to the player that John, because John was throwing that, and that was not open. And Henry, that's a huge pick 6. That's a huge, huge pick 6. And now he's up 17. Somehow he is up 17 with ball at halftime. This is massive. And John with 56 seconds left, and John does have 3 timeouts. So John needs points. He kind of needs 7, honestly. 3's not going to do a whole lot for him because Henry gets the ball at halftime. It's a big factor in this game. So we'll see what John is able to do. He's going to go with the cross post play, double streaks, force feed streak, almost come down with it. Triple coverage there for Henry, and John still throwing streaks. John really into his streaks. And we'll see what he goes to here. And honestly, John just looks uncomfortable. And I don't feel like Henry's, he's bagging, but it's just uncomfortable. And it's really because this is keeping John in the pocket. You see here, Henry just has some 3 now. I'm playing that cover 2 shell. Good defense. And he's going to give up the scramble there. A lot has happened in this first half. A lot of back and forth. See, this is a 3rd down 6. The only issue here now is clock. Henry did use a timeout. Interesting. And you see there's a send 5. And there's that pass lead. That's that pass that I was telling you about. So watch this pass lead. So you see John has got, I'm almost positive he's on small. But he freeforms this over in this area. So he gets a nice lead. And then basically, as you see, the man coverage defender kind of gets roasted. Now, if John can rack this is probably a touchdown. Because he just slightly overthrows it, the guy has to jump up for it. And he gets the catch tackle. I don't know if he even slightly overthrew it. I just know he didn't get the animation that he wanted. And if he gets a rack animation there, that's a touchdown. But he doesn't get the animation. And he gets a KO, right? And so John is on another 4th down. and now Henry just caging. Right there, Henry mistakenly goes off sides for whatever reason. Didn't have a substitution menu active as we showed. Yeah, I'm almost positive he showed blitzing the linebackers. And I looked at that right there. Just a basic inside zone from John on a fourth down. Suit and Henry looks at him like, you actually just called inside zone on fourth down when you're down 17. That's crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. But John does pick up the first. And we'll see here. Kind of a unique combo. John got a man beating speed out here. He's got a half slide to the left and then a blocked running back. And you see that half slide is not letting him get out of the pocket. That nickel wide is just containing well. And John going to hit this post late. Good throw from John, knowing kind of where his players are at on the field and knowing where to hit them late in the play. Really, really nice play from John there. And now we get just a basic Texas 4-man. So first time really all game we've seen both sides do a Texas 4-man. Watch what John will do. He will immediately roll out here. And so he's able to get out. And now he's basically just trying to hit the open guy. And right there, that's why you don't play on. I mean, you see he's not in the pocket. So because he's not in the pocket, his pocket data is not active. And for whatever reason, right, gets an inaccurate, misses the throw. And, that hurts him significantly here. Here, this was huge. Again, this is pass lead increase on small. John, perfect accuracy, so it goes exactly where he's telling it to go, and it goes too far. And you see John's facial expression, frustrated, as he should be, but also, small didn't work out for him right there. Third down and 10. Going to get this. John loves this play. This is what I call it, just shallow shell cross, streak, drag, in route, wheel, and then cross flat. Really beautiful play. And you see here, user staying down here. This throw right there, right on time. See if he throws it perfect. That's actually perfect timing from John. He's going to get down here, and he's going to be in scoring position. Now, this situation, 8 seconds. You have no timeouts. You need 7. You need 7, in my opinion. And you see what John does here. He puts a hitch on the left side. Okay, this hitch is not supposed to be thrown. This hitch is supposed to. Let's say it's a cloud. The cloud will bite down on the hitch, and it will leave this open right here. The other thing he's looking for is maybe like a seam read right here or a potential speed out. The drag, not really supposed to be thrown either. So the main reads on this player are C route, speed out, and streak. Okay, love to see the tight end on like a stemmed up in route or something a little different than what he's on. But anyway, so you're going to see here that right here, Henry plays his defense, and he has these curl flats that are basically playing the sticks. So what you see here is the C route is not open. This is the only throw that is open, but the user's on it, and then you're going to see this out route is going to get played. As you see right there, it's getting played. So Henry's user, he switches onto the third to go get the running back. So the only player that can be thrown here is this hitch route. The problem is he's down 17. There's only 5 seconds. He has no timeouts. This hitch route is not going to rack well. So he throws this hitch route, as you see, throws this hit route, immediately gets hit, breaks the tackle miraculously. But now, as you see, 2 players not going to be able to get off that tackle, gets tackled inbounds, stopped. And it's a big mistake in my opinion. And it gives Henry a 3-possession lead at halftime. So Henry 3 possessions at halftime, 14-31. And we'll see what he's able to do in the second half. He's honestly in a really amazing spot. And he does that ball. So he could potentially go up by 28 points. And really the stops have been, he's gotten 1 lurk. He's gotten 1 switch stick pick. He's gotten 1 fourth down stop. And then he's also gotten 1 almost kind of like not even fluky, but just bad play by John, um, where he didn't throw the ball away, and then really one inerrant throw, but he's really just caged. In all honesty, um, a lot of it's really just been like situational too. He's just done a good job of managing like situationally. Am I going to send 5-4? And it's going to be man zone. How am I going to adapt the coverage to be able to snap on things and that? So anyway, here 3rd and 3, big situation. Obviously, here you want to keep scoring. Goes with 2 corners. Here's a corner here, and this corner here. And as you see, this corner gets outside leverage. John is switch sticking it, but he can't get there fast enough. Kyle Pitts able to catch it and able to really just run with it free. And we'll see if he's able to score. He is able to get a free touchdown, gets up by 28. And now you're going to see a little bit. Now you're going to see like Bama don't break, right? You're going to see clock management becomes bigger here. John has to score, get stops, and he has to basically score quickly. So because he has to score quickly, it's going to change how Henry plays defense a little bit. And it's probably going to change a little bit about, of course, how John plays offensively. So we'll see what John is able to do here on his first drive of the second half. As you see, there's that send 4. He's just slanting inside. That's all he's doing. It's just a slant inside. He's getting good sheds here. And then again, this is just a basic cover 2 with cover 3 on this side. This curl flat getting really nice depth. I think it's a curl flat. It could be a seam flat. I don't know. But it's getting nice depth on that side to be able to play corner routes and things like that. John does a good job there of checking it down. He's thrown 3 interceptions in the first half. Really wild to see from John Beast, a player of his caliber on the offensive side of the ball. Here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a send 4. And then Henry basically drops this guy into the curl flat. It's a rollout play for John. He's able to get out of the pocket. And this, whatever this zone is doing a really good job on the corner route, man. You don't see that a lot. There's that pass lead on small, and there's that rat catch. That's what John's been looking for. As you see that pass lead, able to do a really good job for John. So John able to get 7. Actually, only able to get 6 there. I'm going to back that up so we can actually see this 2-point try here. So John is going to start going for 2, trying to just basically get possessions back by doing that. And right here, he is going to get screamed at. Again, Henry going with that send 5. As you see, pretty tight coverage. And then he's just going to basically use her out. That tight end is going to get covered by the user. John not able to get that. Now he's going to go to the onside. I believe almost gets it right there, but not able to. And Henry going to be up 18 with ball. I mean, this is like, to me, this is like, massive chew clock territory for Henry. So you see here, he is going to go to trips. He is actually going to pass here first play. And again, this is that trips combo I was talking about. Nope, he's going to run it. He checks into the quarterback power run, and he's able to get out there with Vic, able to air truck, make a man miss, get upfield, and he's going to get right into the red zone instantly. It's crazy, man. If you're John, you need to stop, and that is that's just not going to get it done, right? Henry going to be running the ball here at least once or twice more, get some clock. Notice Henry is on shoot clock, trying to get the scheme over with as quickly as he can. John obviously giving his best effort to try to get a stop here. We'll see what Henry goes to. He's going to go to the trips. Looks like he's going to pass here potentially. And he has that cross flat route. So again, this flat is going to pull. He's got this cross flat kind of in this little pocket. And then he's got kind of your standard trips play. So as you see how this pulls the yellow to the middle. This pulls the yellow to the middle. This pulls the flat outside. It creates this little void where you can throw this and basically get upfield. So you see, throw it, get upfield. Not able to score, but kind of explains the concept. And that is the primary route combo that you see in Madden right now in the red zone. Another red zone combo here. You got a flat, you got an in, you got kind of a stemmed up in, and then you got this tight end wheel, and then this running back streak. Kind of looking in these soft spots here. So you'll see, watch the tight end wheel. See how the tight end wheel pulls the flat. And then the yellow is honestly pretty outside, as you see, but he's not outside enough. and Henry is able to basically just throw this and just get a really nice catch and be able to get in for 7. And now John B's going to get the ball down 25 points. uh, Not ideal for John. This game has not gone his way at all, and Henry just finds himself up 25 points, and he played great defense. But if you really look at it, it's kind of just a couple missed throws and bad reads. But sometimes that's all it takes. Here again, pass lead increase on small. You see what I'm saying? This is a consistent thing. It's all game. It's been all game. This has happened. It's not just one incident. This is John, and this is my opinion, but he's overthrowing these because he's getting perfect accuracy. It's just he's leading it too much. And I think this is that pass lead increase on small. And watch Henry's facial expression. You're going to see right there, and then you see John frustrated. Henry obviously overjoyed at that. But 2nd and 10, ball only 24. And double streaks for John. John loves these double streak, nice streak, slot fade. He's max proing. This is crazy combo. Max pro, 3 streaks. Just throw one of them. And he's just going to throw one of them. I think that's just John being frustrated. Things aren't going well. He's frustrated with his pass leading. And it might be a cover 3 beater, maybe. But it didn't work. So goes to that nice deep post, but just can't get out of the pocket. Gets a crazy scramble. And he's going to be able to get up to the 45-yard line. It was actually a crazy scramble from John to be able to get that many yards. We'll see what he's going to do here. Again, flips quick, streak, corner, tight end wheel. That tight end wheel gets into a really unique spot. He is going to ag it, but gets a catch in traffic KO. And Henry right now probably, it's pretty much going to just be like a real conservative shell. You're seeing primarily just a Sin 4, basically Tampa 3 shell. Keep everything in front. Keep everything in the middle of the field, ideally. It's kind of what you're seeing from Henry. He's not going to overthink this situation. He knows that it really, for him to lose this game, he has to beat himself. So you'll see. And here's that Sin 5, kind of just mixes it in. Again, notice man up, man up, man up. Right? So I would assume he's doing it out of Overstorm Brave, but he's in that cover 2 shell. So he comes out in that Overstorm Brave and he wants Sin 5, more than likely. And he's in that cover 2 shell. He gets a little better blitz angle from that, a little bit more consistency probably. But anyhow. So we see here. John does a good job just checking that down to the little in route over the middle. Little return route. John's still throwing for 300 yards. So, he's moving the ball, but really Henry's just gotten super critical stops. Just critical stops in key situations. So here we go. Get a little slot fade corner, return route, in route combo. John loves those in route drag route or in route return route combo there. Hits the in route. Does a good job of getting out of bounds there. What John needs to do here is wait. So I guess that's fine. You need to wait a little bit he's going to try to snap this before it goes to the 4th quarter. And he's got that in route, able to use the whole field, not able to break the tackle, but that is going to get us into the 4th. And John has 5 minutes. See if he's able to do something with it. Spacing switch for John. Just basically cover 2 hard flat for Henry. But John is able to scramble, get out of the pocket for one of the few times this game that he has been able to get out of the pocket. He was able to get out of the pocket, and he is able to get there. And here he gets it onside, but he is going to have illegal touching. The penalty there just didn't get the timing right. And so now we're going to see Henry on offense. Henry actually passing the ball on 1st and 10. That's crazy. Henry goes to bunch tight end, which you really don't see. He goes bunch tight end. Calls that little running back or that little drag there. I'm surprised he's in. That might have been the first play that I've seen Henry call out a bunch tight end all year long. But here he is going to get back into that QB strong power. That's his main run. QB strong power against the double mug look. John trying to audible here. Henry going to audible to the bubble because he has numbers. He actually had the bubble there as well. But decides he's just going to hand the ball off, get the good yardage. It's on that shoot clock. So now he's going to get a full runoff. And 2nd and 4 situation, you can do a lot here. You can run the ball, pass the ball. Henry just trying to keep the chains moving here, and he is going to pass, kind of anticipating John being in a cover 0. Checks into the bubble again. This time, John plays the bubble really well on the left side, and Henry going to have to hand it off and not going to be able to get out of there. Now, here is a little bit of a such decision. I do think because Henry is up 3 possessions, it still makes a lot of sense to go for this. So he is going to go for this, trying to get this back to a 4-possession ball game. And he's got that tight end corner that he's loved so much. Not able to do that, but he is able to scramble out of there. Scramble not quite there with Vic, and Henry is going to. Oh, actually, I thought he was on 4th down. I guess he's not on 4th down. Now he's on 4th down. I thought he was on 4th down for some reason. Anyway, see what he does here. Kind of 4th and 4. It's like, why would you throw it away on 4th? But he was actually on 3rd. I don't know why I thought he was on 4th. Anyway, goes smash return. And now Henry with a pass lead increase. And I believe that right there is Henry getting a great pass lead on small, just like John did. Henry able to hit that streak against that cover 0. It's a really nice tool to have in your kit against cover 0. It's just a really good, again, pass lead to increase on small, able to steer it. And Henry hasn't had those overthrows really that John has had in this game. So there, John going to take that drag, get up, get out of bounds. 2:57 here left. We'll see what John's able to do. Able to cook up. Loves that backside in corner. And he's going to throw into coverage. Henry's going to drop a wide open interception there. And this has kind of just been the story of the game for John. I mean, he's obviously at this point, super frustrated. Game did not go right for him. But you see, I mean, he's drifting and he's trying to get out of the pocket and can't really hear. I think he might actually be able to. That's why, so much of the offense in the game right now is a rollout. And Henry just comes to the party with a defense that, to a degree, quasi-contained the rollout out of nickel wide. And really, that's been the main thing. And there's another interception for Henry. And he is going to get up there with Travis. And that is probably going to do it. Let's see if he kneels it out. And John is. It does look like John is going to go ahead and take the headbands out, shake the hands, and basically say GG's to Henry. A lot to learn from this one, boys. A ton to learn from this game. Some of the nickel wide stuff, some of the double mug stuff that John was doing. Both really good. Ultimately, John made more mistakes than Henry. Henry made more plays defensively. That's what led to him becoming the kickoff champion. And I believe this is his 8th belt. Hopefully I'm right on that. But to me, if he was not already the best Madden player of all time, I think this definitely secures him as the best Madden player of all time because he did it in a pre-switch stick era and now in a post-switch stick era as well. And just a great win for him and a great tournament all around. So congrats to Henry, the kickoff challenge or the kickoff champion for Madden 26. And hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you're looking for any of the schemes, offensively, defensively, all that stuff is in our school community, school.com/Cody Ballard. And there he is holding up his belt and getting back to where he's been so many times.